All right, we are live in the crypt. There is no DK in the swag tonight. We do have a big show tomorrow with DK and the Bees Horror Buzz. We're going to be talking to Dead Place with Michael Pickle, David Howard Thornton, and the star of the movie. And I always forget his name. I think it's Idris. It's something like that. But I'll get his name pulled up. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. So big interview tomorrow, but really great interview. Big interview for me tonight because it's been a while since you and I have caught up.
That's
It's
right,
been
man.
since MegaCon
Yeah.
in
Even
Orlando.
before then, yeah, I can't remember the last time. It's been a few years since we did one of these. So yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while. We talked about a few things you're working on. You got a lot of stuff you've been working on now.
yeah,
We got some of your art behind me. I forgot I had all framed up to back left. Some really cool
cool.
stuff. Got my Zombies issue 2, volume 2 here. Excited for volume 3, which you just said was going to be shipping out
It
soon.
is.
Yeah. And then you got Stanley the Snowman. That's kind of a nice family story.
Yeah,
I have that as well. Also in my bins, which I gotta, get all organized because I grabbed it from you when I was on the road, and I've just been last year. I was constantly on the road till
yeah.
October.
You're out and about. You're just kind
Yeah,
of doing the whole thing.
yeah. I mean, we start like I was supposed to be at FrankenCon just visiting last weekend, but the
Oh
flight
yeah.
got canceled.
Uh,
But not this weekend. Next weekend, I'll be driving out to Carolina for Fear Fest, and then I got in June. I got Kansas City Crypticon, Indianapolis, Chicago. It's
Jeez, man.
expensive. I don't get booked. I book myself, so
Yeah,
with the table. But I'm a vendor ultimately when I go, so we can bring all that cool stuff.
that's
But
cool.
how you been, man? How's everything going?
Things are good. Things are, and I know everyone says, "Oh, things are good." Things are weirdly good. It's funny the dichotomy between, hey Tony, from last year to this year. Last year, we had all the strikes,
Yeah,
the writer strike, the SAGs, and the whole of that. So acting wise, things just came to a halt, nothing. And Stanley was supposed to be in bookstores. That didn't happen. People just were still coming off COVID last year, and the economy was not bad. I was just ugh. So then I decided. Well, first of all, everyone, hi. I'm Austin Janowsky.
Austin Janowsky, actor, director, artist.
Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah, comic books for 30 years, lucky enough to work as a writer artist for major people like Marvel and Image and IDW and everything, and then doing my own things. Hey, Lee, what's up? And I got into film as an actor director about 6, 7 years ago. And what's up, Interval? And yeah, so I've always wanted to do it, and I just made the plunge, thought I would just give it a shot. So fast forward to the strikes, and I was having some success in that. I did a few movies, some commercials, not A-list stuff, but just starting to level up, right?
Yeah.
And then I decided with the strikes to utilize that time to really take a step back, focus on what's working, not working, what I can improve upon, and really work on my craft of acting, because that seems to be working a little bit better than the directing stuff. So I did two things. I read as many acting books as I could, focusing on character development, making the character, and then I learned a new memorization technique that really kind of was the missing piece for me. Learning a large amounts of scripts in a short amount of time, but also doing it in such a way to help me create characters in the environment that I was reading. So between the books and that just kind of melded together. And then when the strikes ended, I was off and running. I booked so far 3 national commercials. I've had 4 other callbacks for national commercials. I was sent to producings on 1 TV show. I am pinned for 1 for Netflix. I am just getting lots of auditions. The casting directors, thank you Jesus, are liking what I'm doing, and things are great. Comic book wise, I finished up my zombie series. Volume 3 is completely done, so that finishes the arc, 350 pages of zombie amazingness.
Yeah, I love that. I love the story. It's so different how you written that out with the color and the black and white, because it was the first Phantasm that I picked that up back in 2019. And I was looking at it because before I read it, it's like, why is there color? Why is there black and white? But it makes a lot of sense. A little breakdown on zombies from what I get as a reader and with you is it's a group of friends and they're trying to find any way to survive the zombie apocalypse. So they find zombies they see out there and they create a backstory of how they turned. And that's where the black and white comes in. It's really, really creative. I mean, it's different.
Well, the fun thing is that it's one continuous storyline. And these kids are in a terrorizing situations and they're trying to calm the youngest at first and then themselves down to get back to where their group is. They make up zombies of who they were, how long they last, and how they died. And the zombie stories are in black and white, but they're done by different writers and artists, but it's one continuous thing. I wrote and created the main storyline. I picked the zombie stories and how they would fit the environment of what I was trying to say. And we did 3 volumes, of it. Everyone has an origin story in some form or fashion. I always thought it was crazy that zombies never did. If anyone needed an origin story, they, who were they before they got turned,
Yeah, well, it always tends to skip that part in a lot of zombie stuff. So you're definitely right in that.
Yeah. So it's been great. It's it's done well, and I'm very thankful for it. And then we got a couple other horror things going on. I'm in 2 horror films. One is called Share or Die, which was a lot of fun. I played a really jerky character. And then The Haunting of Julia Fields, which is still out being screened at different streaming platforms. These are both B movies. Fun.
Right.
They're,
we call them indie fun. I mean, I never like to say low budget or small films or anything like that, because some of the most unique creative stories are going to come from, talent that doesn't have 10, 20, 30 million dollars to do it. I know there's a project you have in store. We'll touch up on that where, you're just trying to get a budget, and you do have a great understanding of characters. I got to say that,
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just this year is just rolling along and just doing. Nice to meet you too, Tony. Yeah, things are just going insanely well, and I'm just thankful for it. And so in comic books, I'm celebrating 30 years, and we're doing lots of shows. I'm not used to do as many shows. We've gone back to back to back. I feel like I'm you, John, just traveling around the country. So this year, that's kind of what we're doing, and then we'll take stock and see what shows we do next year. But over 50, you're just like, oh man, these hotel rooms aren't quite as comfy as I remember.
Trust me, on the long drives, I noticed that I'm getting close. I mean, I'm just about 50 now. I just turned 48. So I hear you, especially when I was a blue collar guy most of my life growing up.
Yeah.
Landscape definitely takes a toll on you when you get a little bit older. But
absolutely, dude.
Yeah, I'm real happy things are going so well. I mean, I know as an actor, all the actor friends, there's always that roller coaster, but you got to keep pushing even when it gets bad. I know you, because I've been friends. We've known each other now 5 years now. I mean, 2019 was Phantasm, the first one I met.
Yeah.
So I mean, and we always forget to catch up. I mean, we always wind up messing each other or supporting each other, but we just haven't had a chance to catch up. So it's great to hear things are going so well. I hope the family's all doing well. I don't want to bring up too much, but I know there was really a tough situation you went through, and it was really tough to get through it, but you guys came together as a family and you battled, and I'm hoping everything's going well with that for you. Right?
Yeah. If I had wood, I would knock on it. Yeah. Things are much better. Thank you for asking. Things are healthy and we're on the right track, which is great. Yeah. Family's good. My kids are thankfully doing really good. Wife is just rocking. She does her thing. And we're just, we're very blessed. And it's funny you mentioned the ups and downs in the industry. So many people worry about making certain things instead of enjoying the whole thing. I made the mistake in comic books of worrying so much about what, I have to, instead of enjoying the whole process. Looking back now, there's a bunch of opportunities that I messed up, you know what I mean? Because I was really needed. I was really kind of desperate for it. and people don't want to work with that sort of thing. And you don't appreciate what you had until it's over. You know, after 30 years, there's a lot of stuff I wish I could have done differently. So with film, I'm enjoying absolutely everything about it. The ups, the downs, the pauses, the highlights, the training. I never in my wildest dreams that I thought I could actually be in a film, let alone, you know, having over 50 some odd credits so far. It's stupidly mind boggling to me, man.
Well, I mean, I get it though, because I've even told you this before. You play a great straight man, you know, like, you know, serious, you know, whether it's a principal or whatever, in some of the roles you've done, but you got such great comedic timing as well. I mean, you're really, really funny. You do that so well in the lines of, I'd say, you know, a Chevy Chase type thing where you wouldn't look at him and go, this guy is hilarious, but you are a funny guy, and you do it so well in film.
Thank you. I really try to emulate Jason Bateman if I possibly can. Ryan Reynolds is a good second. If I can, you know, scratch the surface of the humor that they can bring in their performances, then man, I think I'm doing something pretty good. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I grew up with Jason Bateman like you too. I mean, back from Silver Spoons to, you know, I mean, he's been in everything. He was that wise ass kid. Then he grew up to be kind of that serious guy, like Arrested Development, such a great series. I'm sure you watched that.
Well, yeah, I don't mean to cut you off. That really put him in a different light. That really kind of opened things up to him. And from there, it gave him, I think, the freedom and confidence to try these different roles and do these different things like Ozark and a bunch of other things. He's like Horrible Bosses.
I was just going to say, yeah, great cast.
Yeah.
And what else was he in too? I even liked Identity Theft. I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Identity Theft was good. As a voice actor, he's like, you know, Zootopia is like one of my favorite animated films ever. And he was fantastic in that too. Just, yeah, that sort of thing's fun. I accepted a very long time ago that I'm not a leading guy. I'm a character actor. I am okay with that. I want to be the person that, hey, I know him, but I don't remember his name. I want to be that dude.
Well, not everybody can be the quarterback of a team or this or that. You got to do your job, and if you do it well, that's what matters. If you can do what you do well, instead of worrying, like you said, whether you're the lead actor, you never know what ever happens. You're a funny guy, you know, and you know, but you don't have that thing where I have to be this in a film. You want to do whatever you can to add to the film as much as you can, and do what you need to do, and that'll help you stand. That helps you stand out. It won't help you because you do that real well. And everything I've seen you do, even that series, I always forget the name of it that you were doing with Joe.
Central, yeah,
it's such a good one. Has there been any new episodes coming out?
No, Joe's had a couple of different, and Joe, everyone, I'm talking about Joe Davidson. He's a director of a lot of feature films, horror, whatnot. He was an actor in Stranger Things. He's very talented. He did a web series called South of Central as a comedy where he's the lead. He plays a child star, Chauncey Davies, and his dad steals all his money, and he's down on his luck trying to get a glimmer of that previous life. And I play the lawyer Paul Hammerstone. It's just super funny. If you got a chance, take a look, go on YouTube.
It is. It's very good. I think that really shows off. I mean, you and Joe have great chemistry in that show. Anytime you guys, I mean, the whole series has some great people. I got to turn off my damn phone. I meant to put it.
That's okay.
But yeah, the chemistry. I really enjoyed it. South of Central. It was funny. I thought your role, that's the one that really stuck out for me, because you're such a sleazy lawyer, but you know, but also not a terrible person, but hilarious in the role that you do, because the way you guys go back and forth. And if you get to know Joe's character in this, it being the kid actor growing up, it's kind of set up for comedy, especially him, where he's struggling. Maybe it's kind of like you could almost consider his character in the hindsight where, you know, he's not used to just being on stage and doing these smaller things and wants to be the big star. I'm trying to think of what was it? Kind of reminds me of the Heartbreak Kid. Was it? What was the one? Not the Heartbreak Kid. Yeah, the one where Ben Stiller and.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the film though.
Yeah, it's. Scuba Ruben. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it. It's just slipping my head. But I mean, it kind of reminds me of that character where he was like the bad child actor, and then he makes his own documentary, like the team followed him.
Oh yeah. Along Came Polly, and that was Seymour.
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
But yeah, he was so good. He was.
He was.
Oh my God, when basketball was like brain dance, he just bounces it right off. Just so brilliant.
So good. Yeah. It's a bad loss, terrible loss. Because he was a great, whether it was serious comedy, he just had that kind of
brilliant.
Yeah, he was something special.
Yeah.
You know, R.I.P. But yeah, man, I'm so glad that things are going so well for you, picking up Netflix here. I mean, because I've followed you for a long time. We've been pals, you know, back and forth for a few years. So I always try to check up on how you're doing. So I know I've seen kind of the waves going for you, and to hear it like post this pandemic, post a lot of things that were going on for you that were out of your control.
Yeah.
You know, you toughed through it, you strengthened through it, you kept your head up, and look where you're going now, man. I'm real proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting some good comments. Nice.
Yeah, we got some comments here. Let's see, we got I'm not even gonna try Dr. Forev. Yeah. As a writer and director, you are the great gatekeeper to introducing and making marginalized people matter. Can you tell us what goes into the decision to choose the race of a character?
That's actually a really good question. A lot of the films that I try to do, I don't pigeonhole on race. I really don't. To me, it's more about physically what they look like and it can fit comparatively to the other actors that are kind of going on. If you have like the main guy who's like 6'3" and you want some comedy to it, then you're going to pick kind of a shorter guy, tall, short, you know what I mean? Big, thin, something like that. So, and then it's really down to their performance and how they did their tapes, how they're adaptable. So what I do is and I'm actually doing it, funny enough, I'm doing it right now. I have a horror short called Killer Magic. It's a 4-pager for like this challenge thing. The people that putting it on asked me to write something because they didn't have a lot of comedic strips. So I said, sure, I'll do it. So we have a killer that we're auditioning that actually has lines. And it's comedy. It's going to be a banter between the guy he's trying to kill and him. And it's like, okay, hold on a second. You're just outside. Now you're right here. I'm calling bullshit. How did you possibly do that? Oh, well, those things happen. No, they don't just happen. How did you do that? Well, the window's open. No, the windows are closed. And by the way, you've been walking slowly the whole time to get us. There's no way you got in front of us. Yeah, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't. And another thing, you're smelling bad. I can smell you a mile away. That's aftershave. Yeah, bad aftershave. What do you like? Do you teleport or something? What do you like, night worm, like worm or like a mutant or something? Actually, it's Nightcrawler from like the X-Men, which is how I prize my name. You know, and my father's was like Morbius, the devil, and I'm like, no, Morbius was like in just the whole banter. Anyway,
it sounds like a little bit of Abbott and Costello type horror style.
I don't care what the race is; it's how they can deliver the lines, but they have to be something interesting about them to fit a comedy. They don't have to be like the superimposing guy. They could be big with a very interesting voice. They could be normal size and just whatever is interesting that can work off the other actors. Performance is really important comparatively to race. Time frame can also be a thing too. Like if you're making a film in the 60s and you're doing something with a white main actor, most likely you're going to have white actors around you because that's just kind of how it was, depending on what the story you're trying to tell too. There's a lot of different factors, but for me, performance outweighs everything. If you do a really good job, I don't care if you're purple, you know what I mean? If your performance is what needed for the role, then you get the role. That's it.
Which is the way to do it, you know? I mean, dude, when you're writing a role, do you have something in mind? And has there ever been like a time where somebody's come to you and it's like, man, I would not have expected this guy to be this good and be this guy for the role. It's not what I imagined, but it's just perfect.
Oh no, absolutely. Oh, that's happened in most of my films. Like the person that I thought originally that even what I was writing for ended up not working with the other actors. It's amazing what I found. It's the littlest things that can keep you from not booking a role and or booking something. You know what I mean? It's just doing something on tape and auditioning, you can do it thousands of times. But when you're actually in front of the person, you're seeing them how not only what they're doing, but able to change and adapt to different, tweaks and whatever. Then you can see them actually understanding the craft of what they're doing because they've got training and they're comfortable enough to just put it out there. You have to know the words, you have to be truthful, and you have to do your version. That's it. That's all you can do. And if they love your version, awesome. And if they don't, well then it doesn't matter. It wasn't your role anyway. You just move on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got let's see, his wife, Jefferson Starship Billingsley. His wife was in the 2004 horror movie called Pound of Flesh. That sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
I've never been able to find it. Sounds familiar though. Did you check Tubi? Everything seems to be on Tubi.
Yes.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, everything's on Tubi, or they've got clips on YouTube. It's funny. Shudder puts a lot of old horror stuff, and they don't really announce it. They just kind of put it in for filler. Yeah, give that a shot. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
I got Shudder and Screambox. I enjoy both of them, but Tubi's always my go-to. I got all these apps I pay for, but Tubi's like the place to be. I mean, it's got everything.
Yeah, that and Flex. Flex is good too. Yeah.
Yeah, Plex. Yep. I got that. Yeah, there's a few decent ones out there that are free.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crackle's not too bad as well. Pluto's not too bad. Those are all free apps where you can find some great movies. But Tubi's just got such a selection; it's not even funny.
Oh yeah,
it gives people such a great place to share their stuff out. Some of these independent filmmakers, because they got everything from, Terminator to these indie films. I just watched Xander Goldman's Macabre Mountain, or was it Macabre Mountain? Yeah, Macabre Mountain. That was interesting. Yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, I love Tubi. I mean, that's the place. If I was a filmmaker, that's the place I'd be attacking to try to get my film into.
Yeah, you need something over 20, 25 minutes. It takes a minimum of 3 months to hear back whether you get in or not, and then just go from there. Yeah. I've got, funny enough, I'm in a Christmas movie called The Christmas Ride, and the people who made it from being on Tubi, they're in the black now, so I get residuals. Not big residuals, but hey, I get
it's something.
Yeah,
it's a start. It shows that things are going better. The quality of the films are going up. People are watching them. People are seeing you. That's the main thing of getting out there is get that one role. And I think you definitely have it where you shine. I mean, like the South of Central is a great one. Like I said, I've seen you in a few other ones where you're a teacher or a principal.
The Beauty is Skin Deep. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. That was a solid movie too. I just love the comedy in South of Central. That one always just stands out to me. Or your character. What was his name again?
Paul Hammerstone.
Paul Hammerstone. I mean, it's just the perfect name for a lawyer too. But yeah, man, I'm so happy for you. Are you doing the convention runs still, or are you so busy doing other things?
No. I did. I've done MegaCon, and then from MegaCon, I did a local show, and then I did C2E2, and then I did Philly, and then I was in Phoenix.
Oh, that was last weekend, right? I think I saw you were at one.
Philly, yeah. Well, I was in Phoenix last weekend. The weekend before, I was in Philly, and then I've got the rest of this month. I got a couple of stuff going on, and then I'm going to Heroes Con in June.
Oh, real cool.
Yeah, and then I might be doing SuperCon. I'm not sure. I might be going to Denver for a fan episode. Denver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Denver's cool. I was out there last year. I've been there before, but I did Krypticon Denver out there. Sat with the big swag. Yeah, we hung out.
Yeah,
Doug Tate was there. It was where I got to meet Michael Bailey Smith in person. Where we were friends, but I got to meet him physically just at his wedding. Cool. So it's, I've had some good memories in Denver for sure.
Nice, man.
Plus, my son came. I hadn't seen it, not my biological son, but he lived in Canada, so it'd been about 15 years since I'd seen him. So it was great to see him. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, good memories. Parents along. You know my mom and dad, of course.
Yes, I do. Hope everyone's well.
Oh, they're doing good. They're doing good. I'll see them in Carolina. They're all excited to go. They're like, "What
That's
cons? We don't
cool.
know if we can do many. Go give us the con list." And they already got a few planned to come, and they enjoy it. My mom's definitely a character in her own. You know, she definitely is.
Oh, she's your biggest cheerleader. I remember. You need to meet my son. You need to come over and meet my son. That's how we met.
That's right.
Came over to my table and she took me by the hand and walked to your table.
Yeah, that's where I met Joe, and I was like, I know this guy, and so I went over to you guys, and that's where I kind of got to know you guys. Really cool. Really enjoyed talking to you guys there, and yeah, it's so good to see you. And I don't know, I haven't talked to Joe in a while, but I'm sure he's busy and working and grinding and doing.
Well, yeah. Well, Joe has that new horror feature film that he's just gotten to post. Demon Queen or something like that. Okay. I got a small role in that. I think I sent you the link to it.
Let me see. I do have a few things. I have first look at Demon Queen.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let me see if I get. Oh, that says The King's Return. Why is it? Let me try the link again. Let's see what happens here. We'll play the clip though for you too. Yeah, Demon Queen pinball machine.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if I can get it up. It was taking me to another thing, so let me see if I can get right to the trailer here.
Okay.
And we'll play it. So what conventions you got coming up for yourselves? You said you were going to SuperCon possibly?
Maybe SuperCon. I know we're definitely going to Heroes in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's next.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Are you trying to keep it East Coast? Well, you're going to Denver, but you're in Florida still, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we'll stay on this side. And then once that's done, we're going to go to Tennessee in September. And then hopefully a couple of horror shows will invite me to come hang out, and then we'll just, we'll see.
There's some good ones out there.
Yeah,
it's too bad if you're so. I don't know how far you away from Carolina. You come if you get a chance, come on down. You can hang out with us.
Oh, it's like good 10 so hours.
Oh, it's a good ride then, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's about. By the time I get 16. 16 and a half hour drive. This is the longest one I'm going to, but you got to figure 18, 19 hours, even hustling.
Yeah.
With gas stops and everything like that. I'm trying to find how to play the trailer now. It's showing Ebony.
I think it was just some beginning.
Some stills. Yeah, I'm seeing some stills.
Yeah. So what was behind it was he just came up with, he was going to get this pinball machine and refurbish it. And then he was going to drive it to like Phoenix and drop it off at some guy who wanted to buy it. And then some people heard about that and they want to say, hey, let's make a road trip horror film about it. It was just going to be very low budget. And then a guy came in and it's like, hey, can we film it like here? I want to be in and I'll put money into it. So they got a bigger budget and they filmed just here in Georgia. And it's kind of like a standalone now. So,
yeah, I mean, the stills look great in it. I love the looks. Yeah. It looks good. It looks like it's around Christmas time. So you got a new holiday horror.
Oh,
there you go.
There's that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I die very spectacularly too.
Well, that's good. That's got to be fun though.
Oh yeah,
to get killed, especially if you get a nice bloody death.
Yeah. Oh no,
it's good to beat that and just get. Yeah. I mean, the makeup part probably stinks, but just once you got that makeup on and stuff,
yeah,
it's got to be a lot of fun.
No,
yeah.
Wait, Jefferson, how do I feel about Dario Argento? I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about Dario Argento. Should I feel some way about him one way or another?
Well, you got a lot of great director. Him and Romero. I mean, he's one of the best Italian directors out there in the day. I mean, he's a big part of,
He's one of the main foundations for, where we are today.
Yeah.
How do I feel? Oh, so he has
the same
question.
Let's see. Jennifer is the perfect date movie.
That's funny.
Let's see what else. San Diego Comic-Con soon. Yeah.
Well, I haven't done that in 15 years.
Yeah, that's got to be a fun one. I just talked to actually they reached out to me, and I'm looking at possibly doing it. Is Galaxy Con.
With Galaxy, do it.
Yeah. Well, the tables are, because I got so much invested in all these things, I got to see.
Oh,
they
yeah.
even reached out and called me. So
Yeah.
I already got one booked in Carolina, so I can't do that. But they're doing one in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, which is only about 3.5 hours away from me. So I'm going to see if I can do it. And if worst case, I don't do a table, I'll probably go out there and at least visit. Because I think if I do this one, I'm going to have 3 events that month.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And especially when I'm working and stuff. But I'd really like to do it. Like you said, it'd be, the fact that they are who they are and they reached out and really like what we're doing in the Krypt. It's like, all right, let me see what we can do. Let me see what we can do. Yeah. So right now, the big one for me is always Scarefest. It's always like a big con for me in October to go to, and the people are great. And honestly, all the cons I'm going to this year, much love to them. Matt Burns, I can't wait to see him out in Carolina. He's a great dude. I'm going to be seeing some of the Slasher 51 guys and Beatrice. So yeah, the cons are so fun because you know how it is too. You wind up seeing friends maybe you hadn't seen in a long time, and
that's what C2E2 was for me. Seeing a lot of people I hadn't seen in a while. That was fun.
Yeah, how you doing, Rob?
Hey, Rob.
Yeah. Actually, I'd never been to MegaCon before, and I was like just not ready in the shape to go through that place. Walking into my mom's scooter broke down, but that was a really cool con. You had a great area. You had some of your friends there, and Artist Alley, and that was a really cool section. That whole place was amazing, but I almost felt overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God.
Well, there's so much.
It's huge. It's huge. Yeah. I couldn't believe how big it was. I mean, it's like going to a football game, but walking through the whole stadium and the field. Add the field to it too.
Yeah, you're definitely getting your steps in, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I think I walked a good 4 miles just getting into the place, let alone walking through the place. I was already tired by the time I walked into the place because you had to walk so far to get there. But it was a great con. I spoke to somebody there, and they asked me if I wanted to go and do a table, or they help run the vendors. I'd do it one year. I got to get to another Florida event soon. Maybe next year.
Cool.
Maybe next year. We'll see what happens. Yeah. It just really depends what happens this year. This year's kind of like one of those years. Let's see what direction I want to go into with Doomsday's Krypt. The comic runs, the con runs are a lot of fun, but they're a lot of work, and I want to add even more to what we do in the Krypt.
That's kind of with me, you know what I mean? 30 years kind of is a benchmark for me. I've done tons and tons and tons of shows. And, I'm thankful I'm busy with film and doing other things. And so I have to decide if and what shows I want to do anymore, and if I take a year off, that's cool too. You know what I mean?
Hopefully I might pick a few that I'll know. Like Scarefest will always be on my list.
Yeah, MegaCon, same with me. Yeah,
and there's a new Kansas in Topeka, Kansas that's close, and some of these other ones that are 3.5, 4 hours away that I saw that are maybe 2-day events. Those are really nice to get to because they're weekends. I don't have to take off of work. Usually kind of smallerish tables. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of different directions, but as you know, it's a lot when you're traveling around in a truck driving all over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes this year.
We have a question. How does he feel the way content is being released in bulk as opposed to weekly releases where the show ends on a cliffhanger? Oh, okay. Use AI in any parts of it. Okay. I can answer both of those. How do I feel about content released in bulk as opposed to weekly releases? Originally, I really loved it because I could binge. And it was great. Now, I enjoy the weekly cliffhangers. I like having something to look forward to. The bulk did help in case, especially during the writer strike and COVID, it helped immensely. But I like having the weekly and
you get to absorb the episodes more too
and think about it and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. It's easier, it's more convenient, and it sucks having to wait a week, but it's kind of a good thing. People don't have that patience. You know, when we were kids, we had to have that patience. We didn't have the access that they
yeah,
do now. And you know, I think we even got a little spoiled with it where it's like, I want it now. I want it now. But it
yeah.
just to have that little bit of wait for an episode each week. Like there's a few things I watched. I watched the Invincible series, which was like a weekly thing that came out. And The Boys is another one that I enjoy watching that they put it out weekly instead of in bulk. Actually, not. Yeah, I think, yeah, they started doing it all one big release, but I think they're just doing it weekly now.
I think weekly is kind of
second or third season. Yeah.
all right. Another question: has he used AI in any part of his projects? No, I have not. I am wholeheartedly against AI as it stands right now because it hasn't learned enough to really kind of be its own entity. It's taking from people who spend many an hour honing their skills and putting stuff out there. It's just basically taking it and just whiteboarding it and doing it. So it's kind of similar, but it's stealing. It's taking money out of people's pockets, whether it's an artist, music, and all the whole nine. It's just so yeah. No, I'm not a fan of whatsoever on it. Do I think we need in the future? Maybe, maybe not. But I can see a time where it could take jobs away from me in film, and I think it makes people even lazier. I'm a traditional artist. I draw things by hand to this day. I know that it's easier and it could help me do digitally, and there's nothing wrong with that. People do it. To me, I think it's kind of a crutch. You put a line down and you're putting your energy into the line, and it's on a piece of paper. You can't Command Z if you don't like the line. You have to live with it, or do white paint or something and do it over again. You can't do some artwork and change the pose on the fly. You have to learn how to do the anatomy. There's just more to it, drawing.
There's a humanity to it.
Yeah, same thing with music. Same thing with pretty much anything else. You know what I mean? There's a human element that organically goes into anything you're doing creatively, and it shows. It's not sterile. You can. To me, it's a little bit better. It's kind of like having a record and CDs. CDs were good for a time, but the organic, the richness of a record, you could really hear absolutely everything about the music on a record. And that to me is better than pretty much anything else that was coming out. You know what I mean? Let's see. Lost 6K on our Palm Springs event. Eek. So sorry about that, Jeff. That sucks.
What happened? You lost 6K on, that's
yeah,
the scary part too. And I go through it too. I mean, I invest what I bring. I mean,
yeah.
I've invested a lot of money. I mean, no con is cheap that I do between the table, the travel, the material, I mean, it adds up quick. And if a con doesn't come through, I mean, I've had cons where I've made like $300 total or less, and not often, but when that happens, it really, 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 really hurts. Especially, so that is a big thing where you can lose 6K really easy in a con. That's why picking and choosing your cons are really important. That's why I've learned that, the one more you experience, like I mentioned, it's going to be an expensive table to go to it, to GalaxyCon, but with the traffic that goes in, if you got the right material, you can make it back. Compared to, you might save some money on another, but cons are different too, in a sense where, I can have a great time at a real small con and I can have a great time at a real big con. They're different entities in its own way, but there's something great about both. But yeah, as far as losing money on a con, it can happen really, really quick. I don't know if you're talking about spending money or you got a booth and or was it your event? I don't know if it was their event in Palm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
unless
that's hard.
Unless that's the one I went to where Brett was doing a signing.
I really thought Mark would bring a better crowd. So yeah, I think that is the one you're talking.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's how I know Jefferson. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And I didn't realize it was but you know what? It was really cool. We had a good time. I Palm Springs was great. I had a good time. I'm sorry you guys lost so much money on it. It's one of those things where it's just tough. It's tough to put on a small con or anything and just getting it rolling. And most of them, even the big cons, they'll tell you. I mean, basically, even if they make money, they're just reinvesting it. It's not like they ever really, it's definitely a passion thing to do cons or events or anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's always a risk. I mean, even my con run, I mean, I got 8 or 9 cons I'm doing. I had a lot of money out on tables and a lot of money on hotels, a lot of money on travel. So, it could be a tough year. That's why I'm even saying now, let me see where I'm at the end of this year before I make any more decisions. So
I hear you, man. I'm lucky. Being an invited guest is a blessing for me, is to be able to go to these certain So, and now we're choosing shows like the cities we like to visit and like kind of snoop around and do things and not just do the show, but do other stuff. And that's kind of also what we're choosing for shows this year too.
Well, I'm hoping by next year with like the Shooting the Shiz show and the DK and the Bees Horror Buzz and what we're doing podcast wise. And I'm sure I could find some if I really push for it, but I just go as a vendor. And hopefully next year, even if I get a free table or something and have me sit with Brett, or if me and Brett together, or me and Beatrice, and do a con and promote what they're doing, what we're doing, that'll be great. So we'll see. We'll see how next year goes. They'll invite me right out the door. I got a spot for you. Get out of here. Oh man, but I'm truly grateful for you coming on. I'm truly
you're welcome.
Happy that so much is going good for you guys. We're going to put everything in the description for you. I wanted to show some pictures too. I didn't even get a chance to show any of the pictures you sent me. Now, these are a couple projects I believe you're working on. Let me just make sure I got it up here. Give me one sec. And where the hell did you go? There you are. I just had it up here too. So we got The Haunting of Julia Fields. Maybe you can talk a little bit about this. I'll pull this poster up you sent me and let everybody know about it. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Oh, there you go. So Joe Mazzaferro, he does these horror films, really fun. He's in the Tampa area, and The Haunted Julia Fields is kind of loosely based on a true story, and it's basically haunting. I play one of the leads. I am the owner of the home that Julia is renting, and she's a first-time renter and everything like that. And things started going weird, and hearing things and seeing things, and then there's the big twist at the end. So it's a fun, take your popcorn, put your brain to the side, and have some fun with it.
And we got the big swag here now. Speak of the devil. Yeah, 2025. We're ready to rock and roll. We got a lot of work this year too, though. It should be a big year for Brett and Beatrice. They've been crushing it. You're crushing it now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd love to see you guys get together in a film and get some projects going as well.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be great. Let me pull up the next one you're doing. Did you want the next one, or is there some more you want to speak about?
No, that's it. You can find it on Tubi, on Amazon. It's pretty much everywhere being played.
Oh, it's already out. Cool.
Yeah, it's already out. It's streaming. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I did not realize that. Hold on. I'll pull up the next one you sent me. Share or Die.
Yes. So this was another one by Joe, and it is one of those, app things that if you don't do something a certain amount of time, then people start dying. The whole sharing thing of the app or whatever. And I play the father of the main character. I'm a really not nice person, but when people start messing with my daughter, it's kind of like no one can mess with her. I can mess with her, but no one else can. And I go out to kind of save her towards the end. So
Brett's ready to go. He's ready to act with you. Yeah, I think you'd enjoy acting with Austin. Austin's fantastic, Brett. Very, very, very funny guy.
So it's
a little funny comedy.
It's a horror comedy. It's kind of funny. yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited for you, man. I haven't had a chance to catch up with you in so long. It feels like forever. And hearing that you're doing so well, everything's going so well, the
Yep.
family's doing well. I couldn't be happier because I've
Thank
always thought you're a great guy. Even got to celebrate your birthday at the last Phantasm.
I know, and I got COVID because of it. Do you believe that?
I was the only one. I was around you,
Dude,
Mick Strawn, Nick Benson,
you
all
know,
you guys. And
you know where I got it from, right?
from the coffee?
It was from a certain actress who was there, came positive, but she wasn't showing symptoms. A couple days later, as she went to the show.
I don't know which one, but I could probably guess there was a few. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Anyway,
you don't want to call anybody out.
No,
but yeah, that sucks. That stinks. I was lucky because I was around you for a little bit. I was around a lot of people.
Yeah.
Between Mick and Nick, and when I heard both of them got sick, and I know Mick had battled COVID like umpteenth amount of times, and he was talking to me there where he was already still having the long effects. Yeah. And the poor guy gets it when he gets home.
Yeah. Hey, Brett, if you want to watch something really fun, South of Central, it's on YouTube. Check it out.
I'll send them the link.
Yeah, please do. And horror-wise, what's going on with me? So yeah, Killer Magic is just, I haven't directed since I did a Killer in the Dead last year. And so I thought I'd just kind of do something and help out the challenge. But the Killer in the Dead has done much better than I thought it possibly did. We did about 15,000 views on our trailer on my page where I have like 40 subscribers. I suck at social media. Anyway,
well, you're not on Facebook a whole lot. You'll post things, but
I know. But we did 15,000. Huh? The what?
I was saying it's all right. I mean, that's why you get guys like me to get out there and share your stuff.
I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I've had people interested in making it into a feature, and I'm trying to see some sort of money. I got budget. I've got the pitch deck. I got stuff like that. And if we can do something that's really good, if anyone's interested, it mixes the slasher genre and the zombie genre in together. Basically, you have a slasher film that is in the middle of the beginning of an apocalyptic event.
Gotta love apocalyptic events. Those are the best horror movies.
So like, let's have the stress of a slasher getting everyone, then we'll put you in the environment of like this whole big apocalyptic thing going on too, just to add to the stress.
So there's nowhere safe to go, really.
No, there's not. Oh, question. In terms of gore and horror movies, can he tell us what in today's times make flight blood guts butter? What I use is I have really good FX people. So there's corn syrup and there's something else. That's the cheap way to go about making some blood. And then there's special effects people that have their own special mix that they use that they won't tell because it's like, the secret sauce, like it's only there. It's very specific.
The Coca-Cola formula.
Yeah, there's that. There's a bunch of different things. There's no wrong. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of good ways to make realistic sort of blood, depending on how much that you want to use in your film. Like if you're doing like a Terrifier sort of film, that's a lot of money to make that kind of blood. So it's up to you if you want to put the budget in to do so. If you're not doing a lot of blood, then there's a lot of different opportunities to do different and interesting things. There's pre-made blood that you can doctor up that you might not like exactly, but if you get it originally, you can kind of thicken up a little bit. You can thin up a little bit, depending if you want to coagulate, if you want to be really runny, and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of YouTube videos that will give you tutorials and all that fun stuff. So that's what I do. I know my strengths. Special effects is absolutely not one of them. I've got the ideas, and I let the cool people who have the passion for it, they try to make it come to life. I got a couple of good people that do it, and I'm very thankful for it.
That's the important thing is team, man, teamwork. I always just say teams win championships. It doesn't matter what you do, but nobody does it alone. I mean, you need the right people around you, and nobody can do everything.
Yeah. and have fun in the process, man.
Yeah.
You know, I know money's involved, but you know, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then you need to take a step back and reevaluate. Especially horror. I mean, horror is fun.
I mean, you got to have fun with horror.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's been a lot of fun for me just doing what I'm doing, and it's just been, you know, such a journey of horror fun and talent. You know, there's so much talent out there that I've been able to meet, whether it's artists like yourself, Doomsday's Krypt artist Michael Toth, these mask makers, you know, these guys that are doing busts. I even got a big box of stuff I got to do tomorrow over there from Mr. Toth, a bunch of cool stuff for the upcoming thing. You got some blacklight skateboard decks in there
that's cool.
I'm going to try to push to unbox it. So guys, look for a random stream tomorrow, because I know there's a Terrifier deck in there. Since we got David Howard Thornton on tomorrow on DK and the Bees Horror Buzz. That's tomorrow at 9:30.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time. I got to have that, maybe the black light out to shine that deck. And
that's cool.
Yeah. So that'll be a lot of fun tomorrow. What do you got going on next for everybody?
So yeah, we're going to be shooting that short film, and then I am waiting to see what my dates are for the Netflix series, and going to be auditioning away, and yeah, just kind of, you know, wake up in the morning and see what God's bringing me, man. Just enjoying it. Yeah, I wish I had more, you know, big plans. Dog damn.
That's my sister, Debbie. You met her at Phantasm as well with my three nieces. I had both my sisters. That's the younger one with the three. Then I had my older sister with the one. So,
oh, that's so cool.
That's Debbie. I don't know if you remember Austin. He was at the event you and the girls flew out to. But yeah, I'm so happy for you. Speaking of events and cons, I got to catch up with you. There's a new con coming up in Kansas City, Slash and Bash. All the cons I'm going to be doing. We're going to be talking Carolina Fear Fest. We got DK and the Bees Horror Buzz tomorrow. I got unboxing to do. And I need to catch up on streams. Like, I've been slacking a little bit. Me and Brett have been doing our Wednesdays, but I want to be doing 2 or 3 shows a week.
Oh, nice.
You make sure to keep us updated on this Netflix series, on everything you're doing. That's important for you, so we can share it out. We can support back. That's important. I'm trying to focus, even though I'm a busy, you know, on the road and stuff. It's real important for me to support you guys and the other people that I'm friends with that are trying to do something special and have the talent to do it. They just need to be out there, people to know about it. So guys, make sure you share out Austin. Make sure you share out all these different people. I'm going to post a link for Zombies too, so people can catch up on that. If any of you readers, any of you comic book readers, any of you zombie fans, check it out. Any of you guys with kids, small kids, check out Stanley the Snowman. Austin's one of those guys. He just doesn't do one thing. He does so much stuff. Talented at everything he does. Always gives it 100%, except for SFX, as we learned.
Well, I've tried. Oh, trust me, I've tried. A for effort, F for, like, you know, doing. It's
just not your forte. It's not your thing.
No, man, it's not that. And the one thing else I forgot, I just remembered. There's a crime thriller feature called Ponder. It just got released. They're doing the red carpet in June, mid-June here in Winter Park, and then it's going to be a limited theatrical release. Unfortunately, we'll be in Charlotte at Heroes that weekend. I won't be able to be there, but that's kind of big. And then there's a feature film called Gray People. It is a sci-fi comedy that's shooting in Georgia, and it's Gray People 2. I was in the first one. Romello Blade did the first.
I was going to say, I thought I heard.
Yeah,
I thought I heard it.
Yeah, it's streaming everywhere. And so the second one, bigger budget, bigger people. So they're bringing Bob back. So I played Bob. I'm a gun shop owner. So, you know,
Bob. And it's Gray People, right? Gray People. We can find it on Tubi, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's Tubi, Apple. It's the first one's pretty much everywhere. The second one, it's going to be better effects, better cameras, the whole 9 yards. They got a good budget investing, so it's going to be cool.
That's great, man. I like, again, Austin Janowsky, guys, incredibly talented. I'm so happy to catch up with you. It's been way too long. We got to make sure we catch up more soon.
Please do.
And stay in contact and keep me updated. If there's something going on, let me know, and I'll share it out for you. Make sure we let people know what you're up to.
I will. James, if I'm in Lexington, I will definitely let you know. Everyone else, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys asking me questions and all that good stuff. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram under my name. If you have any other full questions, just hit me up. Ask away. That's what I'm here for. Happy to help.
He's great, guys. Make sure to check him out tomorrow, 8:30 or 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 my time, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Check us out. We got The Dead Place, Michael Pickle, David Howard Thornton, and the lead actor from that movie. And I should have wrote it down before I started talking about it, but we're going to have that on tomorrow. It's going to be a great show on DK and the Bees Horror Buzz. Real excited. And before that, I got to get the unboxing. So look for a surprise unboxing videos. I'll try to announce it before. Yeah, pointing so he's backwards. I just,
okay.
But thank you again, Austin. Thank you, chat. And until next time, peace out.
Thanks.